Hey guys, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive The Punisher action figure. Now this guy is really awesome. He has a few little flaws, but we'll talk about that. I think he's probably the best Walgreens exclusive that's ever been made. He's definitely better than any of the Walking Dead figures that I've seen. So anyway, let's take a quick look at the accessories. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the box first. Then we'll take a look at the accessories, then the sculpt, then the articulation, or the paint, then the articulation, whatever. Okay, so on the front says The Punisher. You get an image of the Punisher's logo there. It says Legends Series. There's a little warning about choking children. And then a nice image of him on the side with the weapons that he comes with, it seems. And then there's a lineup on the back. I'm not sure if that's the lineup that actually he came with, but whatever. And then there's an image of him on the back that's all blown up. Honestly, I don't think this looks as good as the figure himself, so kind of interesting. Then there is a read-up on the side that has a few different languages, but let's read the English version. A ruthless vigilante, Punisher single-handedly takes down crime one bad guy at a time. Well, to be honest, he more murderates them, but takes down kind of sounds a lot more kid-friendly, and you could probably sell that to kids a lot easier without moms crying and whatnot. Okay, so to start off, let's take a look at his accessories, which I may add, I did put this on here myself just because I think it looks cool. It's the Scourge's holster here with the pistol, which, I don't know, I think that just looks cool. I'm just going to leave that there for you guys to look at. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the accessories. This one here is a rocket launcher that came with Deadpool. There are some reused weapons here, mainly just from Deadpool, actually. But there is one that is original to this figure. And this one here is slightly different than the one that comes with Deadpool. It's painted differently with yellow here, black here, and black here, which the Deadpool didn't have any of that. But the Deadpool did come with a boxing glove on the front, and this does not have anything. I think this looks like an RPG. If it came with a grenade up there, RPG standing for Rocket Propelled Grenade, it would be cool to have that to make this work a bit better. I think it may also look like a Law's rocket launcher or what have you, so that could work too. And then we also have this shotgun here, which I'm not sure any specifics on it, but it's made out of a sort of gummy, rubbery plastic that warps pretty badly. You kind of have to work with hot water to get that well, and this is also a reuse. The original one was silver. This one's white, and it has a yellow stripe on it that's, I don't know, kind of golden, kind of yellow. Looks like one of those highlight pens or whatnot. Then this is the original weapon here, which is the type of machine gun that Rambo carries, so I don't actually know the specific name of it, but yeah, there's that. It's very nicely sculpted. It has little tiny details put in there. Some nice texturing. Looking good. It should actually come with a belt of bullets, because that's the way the gun shoots. It doesn't actually just store the ammo inside, but whatever. We'll accept their logic, whatever they're going with here. They probably can't make these look too realistic. And the only paint on this is the green part, because this is a base plastic of black, and there you go. Also, the bipod on the front does not come off or manipulate at all. It's just solidly on there. Okay, and then these do fit in his hand pretty well. This one, if you work with it, it can kind of look cool in both hands. But, you know, he's very new, so trying to get all of that stuff working, good luck. It's just, everything's so tight. But there we go. I was able to get this guy at Stockton Con for $35. I know it's kind of quite a bit hiked up from the original price of like 20 something, but it was my only chance of getting this guy, because the Walgreens here don't really stock the Marvel Legends exclusives too well. There we go. You can hold that double-handedly. Looks better single-handedly, to be honest. And then he also with this, he can hook that onto the back or carry it in his hands, but it doesn't really look too well because his hands are kind of big and whatnot. It works better with single-handedly. If you try and get two-handedly, it doesn't work too well. So single-handedly is good. And personally, I just prefer to display it like this, though. Let me line up the straps. There you go. Then the shotgun slips into the hand there. It can be held double-handedly, but it looks better single-handedly, I think, because, I don't know, that just seems like, it makes it look a lot more tiny when he's holding it like this. But whatever, let's put that up there. And now let's take a quick look at his alternate head, which is the final accessory. This is technically the alternate head because this is the one he came with, but whatever. Let's do a quick head swap. Head swapping is fairly easy, not too hard. And this head sculpt is pretty good. It looks pretty dang cool. He's got yellow teeth, which, I don't know, that's okay for me. Some people may complain that it's kind of gross looking to have yellow teeth. I don't know, the Punisher doesn't seem like the guy who spends all his time brushing, so it's okay with me. He's got big, thick eyebrows there. I think his eyes are very cleanly painted on. I like his hair, very well sculpted, especially with that swoop over there. Then dynamic looking bandana here, which he does look like something I've seen out of the comics, so good for them. I'm willing to accept that. There we go. And this one's a lot more square-jawed and all than the other version. I feel like they're from two different comics. That's kind of cool. I like having those display options. Personally, I prefer this head because this is how I remember the Punisher a lot more. I didn't really read too many comics with him wearing this bandana thing. So this is cool. And then he's got, on this head, there's a nice black wash to give him 5 o'clock shadow there. And then a little bit of redness around his eyes to make him look wired. His eyes aren't quite as clean as on the other one, I think. But they're not really bad. They're not like completely boss-eyed or anything. Nice sculpt of the swoop of the hair there. Very nice. The rest of the body is just the Grim Reaper body. And something I should mention is these fingers were originally completely put together, so there was no trigger finger. But I was able to cure that with an X-Acto knife. I would recommend doing that if you're going to get this guy, because otherwise, how are you going to display him with guns? Like, just take any random gun and put it in his hand. If he's not able to hold it with the trigger, then it's just going to, like, flop around in there and not look good. Nice. So this looks a lot better with the trigger finger ready to hold the weapon. Just put 2 different guns in there, why not? And, of course, Marvel Legends is good at showing different body types, and I think this looks pretty good. This is the thicker body type, which the smaller one would be, at this point, Bucky Cap here, which is the average body, I think. Very nicely ripped, but this one's a lot thicker and more muscular, I think, stronger. It's got a bigger bicep and whatnot, bigger deltoids and trapezoids and whatnots. Bigger glutes. Look at those. Something weird about these guys is they do sculpt butt cheeks. They're just like extremely muscular looking. I don't know why they need to do that. Could have just made it flat and I'd be okay with that, but whatever. Okay, so the sculpt on him is pretty nice. The straps here is also something that's sculpted. He's got grenades over here. Let's see if we can get a close-up look. Focus. Nice. Some details on here, little bullets. I like the gold paint on them all around. And then a black wash has been put through. That's nice. And remember, this is just something I put on for the hell of it because it looks cool. And then the paint is very nice too because look how clean it looks up here on the chest and all. And it even goes back all the way, if I can articulate them. There we go. And then it even spreads down there. So that's all good. It's all good in the hood. And then the plastic does have a little bit of rub from some sort of weapon on it. But it came out of the package like this, so I don't really have a problem with it. The Punisher's wearing white, and he's always shooting people and crap. I'd expect him to get a little dirty, right? And I'm okay with that. Okay, so the sculpt and paint is good. The accessories are good so far. Let's take a quick look at the articulation. So to start off, his head can do a full 360. It's a little tight, and then if you do that, to be honest, it does make the head a little bit loose. And then his head can tilt back this far. You can look up like that. Then you can look down real far. There's like an extra added articulation by adding some sort of, I don't know, extra notch there or whatnot. And then at the shoulders, you can do a full 360. Can't really go very far up, so this isn't quite a right angle to his body at all. Then at the bicep, he can do a full 360. And then double jointed elbows, taking him to an extreme position there. And then full 360 at the wrist with an extra hinge for slapping people, I guess. And then he has that on the other side as well. And then at the, I guess, torso here, he can bend forward that much and bend backwards that much. There's a snapping noise, so it seems like it's pretty tight. That's good. And then there's waist rotation, which you could go 360, but it kind of stresses out the belt, which I don't care for doing. You can kick his leg forward quite a bit. You can kick it back, a little bit. And then you can kick it out to the side, not very far, which will probably be a little bit of a hindrance, but who cares. He has a swivel at the thigh there, and he has double jointed knees, as well as a full 360 spin at the calf here. And then his ankle can articulate forward and backward that much. And then it has ankle pivot, which is really extreme, and that is good for more dynamic poses. So this is really, I think, a very good figure, and I would recommend him to you guys to buy. He's got great articulation, pretty much standard for the Marvel Legends, but the sculpt is good, the paint is good, the accessories are great. So anyway, tell me who you thought was the best Punisher, because we've had quite a few portrayals. For me, it's Thomas Jane, although the guy who plays Shane is the new Punisher. He might get better and might work for me, but I haven't really seen much of him because the Daredevil series, I'm not much for watching. So anyway, guys, tell me who is your favorite, and make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stick around to see some size comparisons. Okay, peace. The Punisher figure stands at just about 6.5 inches tall. Here's the Punisher with some random weapons thrown in. Here's the Punisher next to the DC Multiverse Suicide Squad Joker figure. Here's the Punisher next to the Marvel Legends Cyclops figure. And here's the Punisher next to a horrified looking Dale.